Hello everyone, welcome the Star Beats fan. It's hard not to think of raw power when you hear the name Joan Jett. With a voice that electrified the rock and roll world for decades and a spirit of defiance that inspired fans and fellow musicians alike, she was a true rebel. But beneath her leather-clad exterior, she had a secret that not even her biggest fans knew about. Why has she chosen this moment to tell us her story, and how has it changed the legend we know and love at 66? Before long, Joan Jett finally spoke out, and what she said will shock you. The birth of Joan Marie Lynn on September 22, 1958, in Wynwood, Pennsylvania. Joan's love of music started early, when she got her first guitar as a Christmas present when she was 13. Her excitement was tempered when her teacher told her straight out that girls can't play rock and roll. Instead of accepting that limiting belief, Joan used it as fuel. When her family moved to West Chena, California, in the early 1970s, Joan immersed herself in the glam rock scene, going to Rodney Benenheimer's English disco, which was a hub for edgy fashion and groundbreaking music. She found her footing and was inspired by trailblazer Suzi Quatro. Changed her name and became Joan Jett with her famous big, black hair, thick makeup, and a signature leather jacket. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Joan talked about how Suzi Quatro showed her that girls could succeed in rock and roll. It wasn't just a dream, it was a possibility. Deciding to break down gender barriers in music was the start of Jan's goal. Her determination led her to co-found the Runaways, were a groundbreaking all-girl rock band with producer Kim Fy. Songs like Cherry Bomb showed how rebellious they were, but their journey wasn't easy. Critics didn't like their music because of their youth and looks, and the band had to deal with even more problems because of the industry's sexism. People's actions made the environment hostile, and audiences often reacted with hostility. Backstage, covered in spit, "I'd wonder why they hated us so much," Jan said. "But I wouldn't let them drag me off stage, no matter what." The Runaways were famous all over the world, especially in Japan and Australia, where they were praised as much as Beatlemania. However, the band broke up in 1979 because of internal problems and mounting pressures. The breakup left Joan devastated and wondering where she fit in a world that didn't seem to want women in rock. Even amidst the chaos, the band's impact was clear. They broke down barriers not only for themselves but for many young women who wanted to follow in their footsteps and become musicians. This legacy drove Joan to rise again, determined to show that the end of the Runaways was not the end of her story. Joan's road to solo success wasn't easy. She worked with producer Kenny Laguna and was turned down by 23 record labels before she decided to start her own Blackheart Records. This brave move was a turning point that showed how strong she was and how committed she was to creative independence. Her self-released album Bad Reputation became a rallying cry for misfits and dreamers, but it was her next album, I Love Rock and Roll 1981, that made her a superstar. The title track, Unapologetic Anthem, topped the Billboard charts for 7 weeks and became a cultural phenomenon on the accompanying music video, which featured Joan's fierce swagger. Other hits like Crimson and Clover and I Hate Myself for Loving You solidified her status as a rock icon. But the road ahead would bring new challenges and more chances to show off her grit, with a likely Jack Back heart became a sign of defiance by giving Jones's music and the music of other artists wanting creative freedom a place to be heard. It was one of the first independent labels to achieve this. Joan Jett has been an LGBT+ hero throughout her career, even though she has purposely avoided labels. Her mainstream success shows that she had faith in her vision. When asked about her sexuality, she often gives vague answers and says that her story is told through her music. "If you don't hear it because you want me to say it your way," she once said. Bice's failure to fit in has only made her more popular, encouraging many fans to live their own truths in a world that wants to be defined. Joan is still a symbol of freedom and individuality. This freedom has shown up in her music, where she freely explores love and identity topics. Songs like Crimson and Clover kept the original pronouns, which was a subtle nod to her authenticity. These songs have been a hit with fans across the spectrum, showing that you can overcome sexism in the music industry and inspire new generations of artists. Joan Jett's legacy is one of strength, honesty, and innovation. Artistry was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. She continues to tour the world, mixing nostalgia with new ideas for the stage. She is also still a strong supporter of social causes, using her fame to bring attention to important problems. Joan Jett has had a huge impact on art, and it's not just her music. Many musicians and artists see her as a pioneer who made it possible for people to be brave and express themselves, from the Riot Grrrl movement in the 1990s, which tried to make feminist voices heard in punk and alternative rock, to today's Indian rock stars who adopt her rebellious style. Her effect can't be denied. Her unapologetic attitude and fearless dedication to being herself have inspired artists of all ages to break down barriers, question social norms, and make their own paths. Her impact is especially felt in how she has changed what it means to be a woman in rock, a field that has traditionally been controlled by men. Jan's fearless approach to music, which was marked by raw energy and unapologetic lyrics, broke down stereotypes and made it possible for women to take the lead in genres that are usually resistant to change. This was achieved through her groundbreaking hits like Bad Reputation or her unwavering pursuit of creative freedom. Joan showed that being an artist means keeping true to your vision no matter what. Joan Jett's impact goes beyond music and can be felt in a wider range of social and cultural areas. Joan's fearless acceptance of her own uniqueness has made her a role model for people fighting against societal norms in many fields, from LGBTQ+ activists who see her as a symbol of empowerment to those fighting for gender equality in fields unrelated to music. Joan's legacy goes beyond the boundaries of art. Her refusal to conform to traditional expectations has inspired countless others to find their own identities, sparking movements that challenge the status quo and promote inclusion. Additionally, Joan's career shows the power of persistence in the face of adversity, especially when she was a woman trying to break into a male-dominated rock scene, a lesson that continues to inspire dreamers and disruptors everywhere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your ideas. Stay tuned for more exclusive looks into the lives and legacies of your favorite music icons.